All right, we're live.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, we
What
just
were we
came.
just talking about?
Let's talk about this. We can talk about the stream we were just on. We can talk about the topic we were
Oh
discussing.
yeah, we were just talking about. You remember when we were kids and they did those radio shows and shit? And
Yeah.
I used to like listening to the guys who would prank call people and make them real mad and shit. And I always wanted to be that guy. I think that's kind of high praise, right?
Mhm.
Oh shit, what am I doing?
All right, I'm going to share this link with the Twitter Ari. See what they think.
Sorry, I had the YouTube thing open in the background and it freaked me out. I'm really high right now.
All right. Yeah. Well, I didn't listen to those shows, but I did listen to a guy named Phil Henry, who hosted the Phil Henry Show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
I
guy.
don't know who that is though.
You should. I think his stuff is all over YouTube. Like, I've been meaning to go back and listen to it because just remember those good old times. He used to host it like.
Oh, I have seen some of his stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But what was the best part of the last stream we were on exactly? Like, I particularly liked I think what particularly amuses me is that when it comes to like the AGG guy and the temp guy is that they think that they have the upper hand when they really don't.
Well, a couple of the things that I thought were funny were, first of all, we weren't really prepared for that at all. Like, I didn't know shit about Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really kind of surprised to be reading through the article, and I'm like, huh, they fixed this. Huh, they put this in. And I'm like, what are we arguing about? If you look at the edits on the Wikipedia article, after they got rid of Ryulong, like the statement that they hadn't been changing anything was just totally false. There's been like dozens of edits per day ever since Ryulong is gone.
Now, I never made the case that there was no edits or changes to it.
Well,
but
they said that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, when Ryulong was fired, no changes were made. But like, I mean, obviously, if you look at that article right now, it's pretty balanced.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's getting better.
It's more fair than it was before, but the problem with it is it's still completely loaded. I mean, you just take a look at the whatchamacallit. You take a look at you take a look at the opening sentence. I mean, it's a campaign about concerns about sexism, or I forget the exact wording of it, but is the whole.
No, it was actually pretty okay. Like, here, let me go read it. Gamergate controversy. There we go. The Gamergate controversy concerns sexism in video game culture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that uses the weasel word concerns. Like, that's not a statement of what it is. It's very, very vague, actually, if you really think about it. I mean, I don't see that misleading people very much. Like, they know going into it with the opening statement that the article is going to be slanted in a particular way. You can see it. But it's not slanted that hard. I mean, that's a pretty weaselly statement. That's not saying, I mean, it used to say something like, the Gamergate scandal, or rather the Gamergate hashtag is a movement to harass women out of the video game industry or something. Like, if I go up to the view history and I scroll back to maybe 250 changes ago.
Scroll back to November.
It's having some trouble loading up 250.
Hello.
Who's here? Is that Zen? Nope,
no, this would be Mr. Pterodax.
What did you do?
I went in there and I shouted, "Did you know the president's a fucking nigger?" He fucking muted me.
Awesome.
It's beautiful.
They get easily offended. I actually don't agree with this notion that we seem to have in our society that we should ban certain words. I don't. To my opinion, like how offensive a word is shouldn't matter whether or not you use it or not. Like, you can criticize people for their choice of words, but it only goes so far. It's the form of the argument. It's the form of what they say over the substance or content thereof. It even reaches a ridiculous degree when you have a word like niggardly, which sounds like nigger, but isn't the same thing, and then they go ahead and they just, I don't know, they just gaslight people for it. In fact, there was one guy. Yeah. In fact, what was interesting about the guy who one of the people got under fire for the use of that word was that he was basically forced to resign, but because he was a gay, because he had the back in the gay community on him, what happened was he basically got support because of that, and he managed to upgrade. He managed to go up on the progressive stack. So he was able to get out of that one because he was another minority. So instead of being it because, so instead of just, you know, how do I put this? So instead of just defending him because, you know, niggardly is a completely different word from nigger, and it doesn't mean what people think it is, because niggardly means that you don't.
Yeah, I heard about this niggardly thing. It was kind of dumb.
It was. The whole thing was stupid. It was like, you know, it was political correctness back in the 90s, which wasn't as bad as it is now, but it was still dumb. And a whole bunch of stuff happened then that people were like complaining about, and everything they pretty much said has come true today. It's really surreal that it went to the level that they predicted it would go to, and even beyond that. I mean, did you guys hear of the phrase trans nigger?
I heard about that. I thought I was being fucked with.
Apparently it started off as a joke, but then people took it up as a real thing, and now they have trans disabled. So trans can
really happened.
Yeah. So basically, they're just taking the English language and just abusing it to a ridiculous extent. And I know I sound like parodying talking points, but it's like, my gosh, the levels they take. There's even trans disabled now, where basically there's a group of people who believe that they should be amputated.
Well, you remember that there are mentally retarded people on the internet, right?
Yes, there are, but these people
they're all going to find each other and hang out, and they're going to be on, like, Tumblr.
I know. I mean, it's extremely radical, like, not even radical, it's extremely just insane that they would hold these views instead of being...
But yeah, they're insane, dude.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, instead of just being... But the media, instead of just saying, look at these crazy people, look how fucked up this is, they'll be like, oh, look, this is a new subculture that's perfectly legitimate.
Well, so they get clicks.
Yeah, true. But you'd think that they would just take a different approach to this. Like, if they're going to do serious articles about this, they talk about, like, the lack of mental health in the U.S., if they're going to go the serious route.
Well, how much are these guys making? Like, the people who write the articles are being so ripped off by the people who own these fucking online publications. Like, how much money do these fucking clickbait journalists make?
It depends on the journalist in question. I don't know the specific one about the trans-disabled one, but something Sargon brought up on his in his last episode of This Week in Stupid.
Yep.
And I saw it linked on Twitter before that, so it's really bizarre they would just take it as a serious approach to journalism in any capacity, even if they are just a minor writer for a tabloid or whatever.
Oh, you mean like Wikipedia treating it as serious?
Oh yeah, don't get me. Like we went through that, and what I really don't get is why they're just trying to why the people who have the most vested interest in Wikipedia go ahead and they're like, oh well, this issue doesn't really matter because you're just making a big issue out of this thing.
Well, they might be a lot more cynical than you think. I mean, like if they look at the issue and they say, hey, we need some news articles that are noteworthy. We need some news outlets that we can trust. And they look around and they don't find anything, what do you think they're going to do? Like they have to get their paycheck.
True. I mean, the
dude had a point, I think. I mean, it was a pretty strong point. It annoyed me that he pretended that it was some kind of a fucking high point, that he had the high ground, the moral high ground on that.
Well, that's what they always go for. They always go for the morale, like, not to like say that all of them do this, but a lot of times when you're having these arguments with people on the left or like progressive people who are like identify as progressive, feminist, social justice, whatever, they will basically try to play for the moral high ground. Like I will applaud them though. They really do bother to actually debate the issues instead of just like hiding behind Twitter and blocking people. But
I mean, at least these guys were talking about it. This is the best we've had since what, Kaz?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, there was that other guy too. Who's that Middle Eastern looking guy?
Are you talking about
CERN? Mark something?
I don't remember.
Mark Kern.
Mark Kern?
Grums?
That's Grums, yeah. Why?
I thought he had a bunch of stupid ideas that were like anti.
No. He had a bunch of stupid ideas, but they weren't anti.
But didn't he say we needed to make like a council and shit?
He may have at some point, but that's not really an anti-position, that's just a stupid position.
Huh. Sounds pretty anti to me, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, some ideas, well, that is an idea that, it may be considered anti because it's a proposition brought up by the opposition, but it's also been done by our own internal camp. including regrettably myself at one point.
Well,
Actually,
we had a council for like the longest time.
well, it wasn't real. It wasn't more.
We
I'm
had
not
a
sure
lot
how
of
much.
power, dude.
I guess.
We were trending hashtags on command.
Why did that fall apart anyway? Can you give us some insider knowledge, or is that too secretive?
A bunch of stuff went down. A lot of people had disagreements with other people and like left the cabal because they were kind of done. Some people accomplished their goals and were basically done. Like, I mean, you got to admit, Polygon and fucking Gawker and all those people got dunked pretty hard.
They got dunked, yes, but I want to see more damage done to those publications. Like, I don't. Gawker should no longer be a thing. They should be
For a lot of
relegated.
people, they kind of accomplished their objectives, you know, and just kind of went upon their way.
I don't blame them.
A
Is
lot
it
of
tr-
people got bored. I mean, we were at it for a long ass time. We were devoting some crazy time to this shit.
Is it true that artist Endomorphosis was a part of that clique?
I don't know who that is.
Endomorphosis, aka Benjamin Barber. I've heard that he was. You know, all right. It may have been a rumor. I can't verify the accuracy of that statement.
Well, remember that the thing that people were calling the cabal, I mean, it kind of wasn't a cabal. It was like a bunch of cabals. It was just everybody who had like the highest power levels would kind of congregate, and I don't know, they used whatever other services they had. Like they made friend groups in Steam and shit, or Skype groups or whatever.
Well, I don't think that any of those groups actually had all the power because they're all compartmentalized and put into different locations. I mean, there's still
Well, the
groups
thing
out there
was
that
that
do
we
things.
You remember how the Game Journal Pros thing worked? It
Yes.
wasn't that everybody had some sort of agenda. It was that everybody had the same ideas, the same political leanings. They would just naturally all agree with one another, and that's how they did shit. That's how all the cabals worked. We were just all friends with the same people. We all basically thought the same, and we all had a lot of fucking time on our hands. And when all of us decided to do something at the same time, it was like a big deal.
Right. And we also have
Always decided to do something at the same time.
I came in to answer John's question because I was listening to the stream.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
It wasn't Endomorphos. I actually didn't know who that was until the space thing.
Mhm.
It was who's the guy who did those Gamergate streams that he got like that Star Trek blue avatar? Arsenal?
I don't remember. I
Arsenal
don't know.
TCP? Robin Gething?
Yeah, Robin.
Oh, that guy.
No, he wasn't really part of it. He had his
Yeah.
own group.
No, but
Hey.
we brought him on to when Gamergate.me launched. We brought him into the IRC stuff, and we kicked him out because he was supposed to do stuff, but he didn't, and he'd just sit there idling in the channels, and then he would talk about some of the stuff he was saying in the channels on his streams, and he wouldn't respond, so we kicked him out.
Really?
In a few weeks after that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Another one was weaponized tweet, but that was just this is just like GG wiki stuff. So I don't know why he freaked out and all that stuff. I don't know if you remember weaponized tweet.
Oh,
Yeah, we remember Weaponized Tweet. He was fucking funny. He went ballistic and he started posting chat logs and all sorts of shit. Oh, I didn't know that was you, Dry Bones.
it is Dry Bones.
What's up, Dry Bones?
Hey,
Been too
I'm
long since
high
the
as
last talk,
shit
man.
right now. Who's playing Wii? You got Splatoon on that Wii?
it's me. I was kind of staring at my Wii menu because I saw Metroid Prime. I haven't played yet on it, and that's how I was listening to the stream.
I've
Yeah.
got that there too.
Yeah, well,
Friend.
when it comes to Robin Gething, me and him have some severe disagreements that we went pretty much our separate ways.
I
I
hate that.
disagreed with him pretty heavily for a while, and then we had a stream and we like discussed shit, and he like apologized for some stuff. It was pretty cool. He's an okay guy. I don't have anything against him.
I don't hate
I
the
just-
guy, but I have some severe disagreements with him, but I don't want to really get into them in a public way. Not without at least him either being here or having some kind of right of reply or something like that, and this would not be a place to do it.
I just
But
didn't
anyway,
like
I mean, I like the guy.
his personal things that he wanted to get out of Gamergate in a way. I don't know. It's a really long story about that, but I just didn't like what he was trying to build up with it as his base.
I don't really have a problem with it.
Now, Dry Bones, actually, some of those accusations came across to you over the course of the past several months. What would you have to say to criticisms that you're basically trying to leader fag Gamergate or something like that?
Like when?
I don't.
Constantly.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to it. I'm not the one of these people who are going on about that, but people have had some serious beefs with you in the past about that.
They like say not to use any of your services because you're an anti-gamergator and shit.
Okay, well, I don't know about now, but I mean, like, I don't know how to say this. Like, I don't see there's no way for me to leader fag now. If there was any time I was leader fagging, it was probably around November, at most.
Well, the point was, what if you've made the same mistake thinking about Arsaw that those people made about you, thinking that when you were turning up services, you were trying to get something out of
well,
it?
actually, I was going to mention that about how it kind of seems a little hypocritical because he was bringing up his thing that's geared around Gamergate, and I'm bringing up my own stuff that's not technically around Gamergate. But at the same time, one of my points is that my stuff isn't really about Gamergate exactly, and I haven't really. Even people talk about this on 8chan a lot. I see them posting about it, and like they get like upsetting posts about how I never use them to push my sites and stuff like that, or talk about it or anything like that. I mean, I actually did. I did talk about it, but not like a lot. But I guess I am kind of in that same boat, but I kind of did it mostly afterwards. Although Start Button was one of those projects. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It doesn't really matter to me now.
Yeah, and in my book, it's like I don't know. I don't speak for like all the people who were making those complaints because I wasn't one of them. But like, I in my book, it's water under the bridge at this point. It doesn't really matter.
I mean,
it could have worked out. It could have been cool, but I mean, it didn't work out at the right time where it's not like any effort was wasted on it, right? Maybe a little bit, not all that much.
I didn't like the limelight too much. I didn't try putting it out there until later on when this is like after the birds kind of.
Well, people were calling you a cuck and stuff. That's
no. This is actually before around Christmas. Christmas is when I looked at my tweet analytics, and this is where shit started like popping up really fast. Like views on tweets went from like 300,000 a month to like 3 million or something like that on my account.
Yeah, there was a time when we could pull in 9,000 plus people into one of our streams in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
We had, what, 45,000, 47,000 is the most we ever had watching it.
And really that's only because, people only really know me because I modded the 8chan board. I didn't even own it. A lot of them don't even, a lot of them don't even know that I owned 8chan. I met someone who thought that Blade owned 8chan. I mean 8 Archive. So it, a lot of what like people know, like got to know me for was just that modding stuff. So that's when it all came around Christmas time. Was because all of that bullshit with the movement to new birds and stuff, and yeah, that's
really funny though. To control the whole board migration like you were playing a fiddle was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I always look back at it and stuff like that. It was always a coincidence because none of it was really planned, and it's just things just started falling into place.
Well, it wasn't planned because we were on it 24/7, like doing stuff in real time.
Yeah, people were just in IRC channels just wanting to do things like now, like Vidrin's in that IRC channel, but I have no idea what the fuck he's doing. He has his own board. I didn't know the fuck he had his own board.
Yeah, he's still running Burgers and Fries. It's the same thing.
And now he owns Burgers and Fries channel, as of a few months ago. You know, that
Oh, I
had
thought
nothing to do with me, though.
Time Berserker owned it.
Well, Thidrin's doing his
Yeah.
own thing, so.
Yeah, good on him, because he just seems to be laser focused on whatever he's doing. And that's always how he's been.
I saw that there was some guy still sending boycott emails.
Yeah, I was actually one of the people pushing for boycott emails for Outbrain specifically, because
Yeah.
Outbrain has some very specific guidelines that Gawker very specifically broke. And this is retarded that they're still allowing this, and it's really dumb that we have to actually contact Outbrain and tell them to do their job. I feel like it could be a subject of an article I could write on my blog, but my blog is pretty much it's pretty much there, and you really need some more content to it, to be honest.
It's probably just there so that they can dunk people when they have to.
The blog?
Actually,
No, the rules.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Kevin? Just talk over us if you can't get a word in.
I was just going to say that I actually organized the Gamergate in St. Louis meetup about 3 days ago.
Man.
And most of the people there, they said they don't send emails anymore. Only like one person said that they do regularly.
Well, you should have smacked all the people who didn't tell them to send emails.
I admit I don't usually either, unless it's a
Why
pretty
are all
big
these
deal.
people meeting up? What did you do?
Can I admit that I never sent a single email during GG?
I never did either.
I've sent a very low number of emails, unfortunately. I wish I sent more, to be honest.
I sent one.
That's no excuse not to send more emails, though. Like, if you haven't sent an Outbrain email yet, like, you guys in the stream, could you just, like, send an Outbrain email?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even reply to
I'll
emails.
send it from my 8chan.co.
I don't know if I can just send emails out to just random people.
Well, just... Here, I'll post a link to the Kotaku thread, and it's very, very
Don't
simple.
make me do this.
I'll make you do it. That way you can send...
You haven't even sent one yourself, fool.
I'm actually kind of like gloating. It's almost like I don't know how to say it. It's like a rare achievement not to send an email.
Coordinated Gamergate without sending even one email. It's like winning without taking any damage.
Well, here's the thing about emails. When people say you can't just send emails, I completely agree with that. You got to do more than that. Like, you got to really show that these people are that these companies are really, really corrupt, and you got to really put that message out there. I think we really should be focusing really hard on building. I mean, that's why I believe that Lewd Gamer is doing a lot of good, which, of course, I'm a consultant of, which I have to disclose. And they're doing a really good job.
They're doing a pretty good job, actually.
Yeah, they're
Gamer's been high quality.
Mm-hmm.
What was that other one? Games Nosh is still consistently high quality. I was reading this thing on there. Forgot what it was. They had this really, really in-depth article on some JRPG that's coming out. I don't remember what it was, though.
I'll take a look at it later.
That building stuff you're talking about, that around December was when I thought was when I decided in my mind that that's where everything was most important, was building, because I thought even in December that we weren't really being as effective, and that we should be more focusing on the end goal. And I thought Base Gamer, Lewd Gamer, and all those other projects that people are making in like Starbrand at the time was, that's the answer, was to basically create your own new thing, because we can do damage to Kotaku all you want, or to other companies, and boycott. That helps, but also helps is to have new services that become more popular or compete, and that's where it's going to cause a dent to them in the end.
Mm-hmm. That's also why I also started my own blog. That's part of the reason why I started my own blog, and I've also linked a bunch of websites that I recommend on the links and affiliates section. Now, here's something that I have to ask about, Gamergate.me. It's recently changed in management, but but beyond the wiki stuff, I don't really see anything new on the website. Like, what's up with that?
Probably because there's no one to write for it. And actually, to be honest, in terms of management, I'm actually still managing Gamergate.me. I just moved it today again for the second time.
So you're still So you're still involved with Gamergate.me? I thought everything was handled by Psycho Robot.
Because he
Psycho
doesn't.
Robot is an idiot.
He doesn't know how to manage the server yet. I mean, he's learning, but I I'm having to do the movements and setting it up and stuff like that.
Even Drybones learned most of the stuff that he knows about system administration from doing all this shit.
Yeah, I actually learned a lot during October when we were setting up the main servers. So I basically I do the whatever I learned there is what I'm applying now.
It's not like this guy is some whiz kid fucking sysadmin who already knew all this shit. He had no fucking idea what he was doing in September.
I created an IRC channel and I just brought a bunch of people in that I thought knew that could help, and they basically told me some stuff on what to do.
In my experience, the public IRCs have been mostly just bullshitting, to be perfectly honest.
We got some pretty serious shit done in IRC.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about burgers and fries, though.
Burgers and fries and Gamergate.me.
I left burgers and fries, like, in February.
Yeah, I didn't really do much of anything after I met the Spells Fired guys. I started hanging out with them and Gwen Lilly.
Oh, she's cool.
Yeah. And then I got an invite from Bacon from Hell for the Illuminati. I basically hung out there for the rest of the time.
Bacon has me blocked still on Twitter.
I don't know why he freaked out. I still don't know why SKS45 flipped out either.
I don't know why half these people freak out. It's like, it's just internet stuff. I mean, like, if you don't want to,
They don't ever seem to have a reason. They just flip their shit.
That's the thing that gets me. I mean, sometimes people do have the reason for losing their cool, but a lot of times, no.
SKS is like 15, though.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
No,
I didn't know that he was that young.
No, he's actually he's less. He's like it's about like 17 and a half or something like that. I think he's publicly stated on Twitter. So
there's not really much difference there.
Yeah. Yeah, he is young, which makes it funny that Critical Kelly was in a very how should I put this?
I don't need to talk about that. It's not
yeah.
something I want to be even remotely involved in.
Yeah, Critical Kelly is quite a character. The only thing.
Like Kelly.
No, I don't.
There's a level of stupidity past which I just won't talk to somebody because I don't want to be fucking with any kids. And I think that Critical Kelly might actually be underage.
Why does Moltar like her so much, though?
He doesn't like her. He just likes fucking with her. Messing with kind of. Anyways, I saw a Critical Kelly bot today, and at first I thought it was Critical Kelly because of the way it was talking. and I'm like, you talk like a fucking bot, and I'm talking to a bot.
There was another one that got Helicopter really good. Did you see the one that replies to shit just like, do you have any proof? Do you have proof? And she was talking to her for like 5 minutes.
It might have been the
How is that not
one.
proof?
I think the Kata one is also pretty convincing because it's like those people tweet like the stupidest fucking things, and the bots reflect it so easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those Twitter bots are really good. Like, saying, I mean, you have your own little army of bots, don't you?
I used to, but my script broke, and I've been too lazy to fix it. I have to rip out... Actually, somebody else did it already. I just have to copy his stuff.
Yeah.
Dr. Diadu fixed it. But it eats shit every once in a while because the way that I did threading is wrong, and I have to fix it. It's too much work. I'll probably just leave it the way it is.
Alright, I'm trying to get Zan here, but he's not checking his DMs, or either Twitter's derping on him or something.
Damn it, Maxev!
You should be in here soon.
He didn't even say anything on the last one.
Right. Also, something else I wanted to bring up, maybe we can get him in here later, but Moltar was complaining that I was tweeting at him unfunny things on Twitter, and then he shares an IRC log talking about it.
That's awesome.
It was.
Does Zan still tweet people in like masses?
I don't think he does,
yes.
no.
Actually,
Okay,
yes, he still
because
does that.
I wouldn't know, because I think I muted him back in February, and he hasn't been unmuted since, and I forgot he existed on Twitter. I don't know if he still tweets at me in those mass tweets.
I think... Oh, here he is. He can answer himself. Hey, Zan.
Awesome. Zan.
Fucking kebab net. I couldn't get a word in edgewise on that stream, and
You just had to shout.
Like,
Like
no, this is the thing. Like, it seems like the guy, that temp at least, and maybe even the other guy have some valid points to make, but every time, like, they don't.
Oh, that sucks. I think we're losing Zan.
Zan, your mic, you're roboting, and take it from the top.
Maybe that's why you couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, I'm going to type that in the side chat for him.
Those guys were smug as hell, though. It really annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, but I didn't let it get to me. Like, they are smug, but I will...
I had to ask them to knock it off a couple times, because it was just getting in the way.
Yeah, like, I really don't get a lot of the worldview. I mean, I really can't explain it. It's really hard.
Like, haha, you have the wrong opinion.
Yeah.
And that conspiracy theory, though.
That conspiracy theory was insane. Like, he makes fun of us for saying, oh, Ezra Klein is involved in Polygon. And then
he is.
Well, you know, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I'm not gonna... But,
well,
like,
he is involved in the sense that he has a connection with Polygon through Vox Media. And the point I was trying to get at was that he created the journalist.
Well, okay, there you go. There's a solid connection.
Yes, and
that's the connection, not the other thing is, you know, kind of dumb, but...
Yeah, well, that was the point I was trying to get at, but I couldn't get it at because they keep on focusing on minutia instead of going to, like, the hard-hitting facts. Like, if you want to correct me in something inaccurate I said, that's fine, but at least let me finish making my point before you interrupt, because it gets really annoying. Like, sometimes it's appropriate, but they just don't know how to differentiate between the two.
Were they, like, what, 20?
Yeah.
I mean, how old could those kids have been? Plus, that one guy, I mean, I just couldn't get over the fact I have more power than fucking...
Let me try this again, because it's not going to get better. It's just going to get worse. So try to bear with me. So, like, the thing was, they didn't want to debate anything that actually had any substance. I went in there. I was ready to just tell them all, okay, wait, let's stop for a second. Why don't we talk about this? You know, because he did make a couple good points. Like, one of the points that he made was like, well, you know, asking advertisers to pull out money is incredibly short-sighted. And I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, but there's a reaction for pulling bullshit, and that was the reaction. I mean, people wanted advertisers to stop paying. Oh, but they're dictating it with the content. Well, no, they're not. But even if we assume that they are, they're only doing that in the short term. In the long term, it's anything goes. So that was like one of the good points that he made. I was ready to debate him on that, but you know, never got the chance. Never will get the chance.
It doesn't,
because they just want to spurg out over e-celebs.
Well,
speaking of which, there's two of them in this stream. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, Zan? I miss you. We need to do.
Who's the other one?
You.
What?
You're on the historical shit list of e-celebs, sir. Don't ever forget it. I am too, though, so don't feel bad.
Too, right? They were calling him an e-celeb. Like,
oh
no, there's a list now.
Can I bring up a point?
Like a canonical list?
Yeah, something like that.
Like, if you're in this list, you go in the e-celeb thread.
Are you talking about?
It's like the timeline of e-celebs of Gamergate.
Oh.
I want to see it.
Give me a link to the list.
If it was actually like, I need to get somebody to make this thing.
Let's find it on the wiki.
Let's actually put that on the wiki, because that would be fun.
I think it's more of an unspoken thing, and it's not actually made yet. Somebody needs to make it into the thing so that it.
Wait, are we talking about?
But no, what was I gonna say? Talk about the new board.
The blocking.
Talk about the new board for a minute, so I can show. So.
Yeah, we lost him.
Zan, you cut off.
Rip.
Oh.
No.
Kevin. All right.
Yes.
Oh, you're back. We can hear you again.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Kevin, if you can post that screenshot into the chat, we can discuss that. But before we move on to that,
talk about the GG Revolt board.
Oh yeah, that board. Yeah, what's going on with that? It just seems like concentrated autism en masse. I mean, it just seems like, from my perspective, it's like GGHQ has some problems. We've talked about this before, particularly when it comes to Mr. Foxorus and his cabal of mods.
Yeah, that's their problem. They're tired of it and they want a new board.
Right. But the thing is, it's like half the topics there are useless, and they're just talking about the same thing, and they don't have any containment threads. That's the issue I have with that.
Okay.
It just seems like a normal Chan board.
Like, just go to the catalog and search.
Yeah. And I mean, like,
what Chan board is, I mean, that's what we do.
Right, but what they're doing...
Let me try this again. Can you hear me now?
I don't think it's any better.
It's a little... We can hear you now, but you're robotic.
It's like a retarded robot.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. We got actual link here that Kevin provided about something. Let's see. Okay, actually, I don't know if this is verified yet, but apparently Mr. Metacore commented on the stream that we were just on. A.K.A. Jim, A.K.A. Intern Aristocrat.
Oh, really? What did he have to say?
Yeah, I can confirm this. Adam Baldwin, myself, Miles Yiannopoulos got together at Republican headquarters and worked on a plan to attack women and get voters. The plan would have worked too if not for those damn kids. Oh, that is a funny response. Yeah,
well, I guess he didn't disagree with the shit that we were saying.
Nah. Yep. Right-wing conspiracy confirmed. I actually, speaking of Mr. Metacore, I actually changed my mind on him because previously I had a negative disposition about him leaving and everything like that. But when I commented on one of his videos, he actually responded, and he gave me, I think, the most honest response I could get, that basically Gamergate just wasn't fun for him anymore. And from that perspective, I can completely understand why he said the things he said and left.
I just followed him on Twitter.
That's kind of like... Oh, Zan left. That's kind of my reason, too. I mean...
Yeah, well, that was the issue I really didn't have a problem with him leaving. It was just the things he said at the end. That was the thing that really got me. And I'm actually glad he's back now because he actually is doing good work in other areas. And even though they're not very specifically...
Back in GG itself, or you mean back in, like, the...
Back period.
Like, online?
Online.
Who are you talking about, me?
No, Intern Aristocrat.
No one wants you back online.
Yeah, nobody wants me back. That would be stupid.
No,
I would have to call them stupid.
Zan, nobody dislikes you here.
Speaking of like me, so yeah, people were begging me to stay the board owner, and then people, I guess, brigaded the straw poll and changed the vote. I'm not staying the board owner. It's not happening, and the reason why it's not happening is because one key point. I'm too controversial a person. I just am. You can't have somebody that controversial as board owner, lest we repeat the mistakes of the past. So I'm not going to sit there and become a lightning rod for everybody to just say, oh, well, you're the next acid man, and then eventually become a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'll stay the board owner until the board is running fine, and then which should be only another 2 days, and that'll be the end of that. Stop begging me to stay. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate the sentiment, but you're just going to create another Acid Man, and no, I'm not going to become the next Acid Man. Sorry.
Now, the reason that Acid Man failed, remember, you guys, was not because
the reason
Acid Man necessarily did himself. He was just pandering to everything that his board posters wanted.
That ain't even it. The reason Acid Man failed is because he's a dipshit, and moreover, V held him up on a platter. You know, this is what's really funny, is that for months, in the beginning of Gamergate and all the way up until, I don't know, March, the people in the V general threads and V in general were against E-celebs. Of any kind. They thought of E-celebs as co-opting Gamergate until they got one that they liked, and then they promoted him, and now when he fucked up, like all the others, because guess what, if you hold people up on silver platters, the tendency is that they're going to spurt the fuck out. When that happened to him, suddenly it's a problem. Like, the double standard is stunning, and that is the reason why every other board on 8chan right now is pissed off as all fuck at the people from the V Gamergate.
I actually heard that there was a revolt
including
in
some
progress
of
on
V. There is. Some of V is, and more than some of V, is pissed off at the people from that general thread.
Well, I hope
They
this
have
doesn't
become
become
so retarded
right.
to hold up somebody as an e-celeb like that when they spent months railing against how bad it was. And this was my point to them when I went into that thread. I was like, look, guys, it's not interchangeable. You either recognize that e-celebs are going to co-opt this thing just like anybody else, including Acid Man, or you don't. And it's like, apparently,
which is why board owners should stay anonymous.
User is something that triggers them, and they can't fucking handle that. So the bottom line is this: they're gonna get blown the fuck out. So are the other people in this little clique. It may take time, but ultimately that's what's going to happen. And if Mark, the owner of V, who I know you're acquainted with, Tribones, has any good sense left, he will distance himself from all of this. And not give any fucks.
Or do you want me to tell you what he told me today?
What did he tell you?
Okay, well, we were just having a little chat in the 8V Mumble, and you know he's kind of conflicted on it, but he sees them as kind of a totalitarian view. I don't know what the exact word he said.
Totalitarian.
Yeah, that's
no, but it wasn't that exact word. He like mixed
authoritarian.
No,
okay, well, whatever it is.
Something that's related to that. No, it's a made-up word that he said that I got the idea. Anyways, but I would like to counter what Satan said about pandering everyone. I think that Acid Man only pandered to himself in terms of, because he's basically kind of he's kind of making the decisions on what he thinks Gamergate should be about and what the bar should be about.
He's been doing that since the beginning. And if you look up who he is, if you actually dig up who he is, it becomes apparent why he's doing that. He's not he's not Forster Garrus. He's not any other e-goon or anything like that. Like people thought, including me in the beginning. You know, fair point. I thought that at one time. But if you actually look at who he is and you go back into all the archives of him, he's an old name fag. Went all the way back to OpChan, but before OpChan, he posted in a bunch of fucking anime forums and shit, and he's very
just another old fag.
Well, no, I mean, like, he's extremely autistic is the best way to say it, because he got blown the fuck out of OpChan multiple times on 4chan in the first place, because he got blown the fuck out of OpChan for being too autistic.
That's it. I think
that's a good note to go out on.
Oh, there it
is. He's not some kind of shill. He's not a shill any more than any of the
This is better than Stern.
Zan, you cut off there.
Like, God damn it.
Well, the thing that gets me with this whole Chan...
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm going to keep saying it until you can hear me. Okay, yeah, it's going to go in and out. Yeah, no, there are real shills, but, don't... Look, I'm in another fucking country, okay? Get over it. But, no, there are real shills, but, Acid Man is not a shill. Drybones is not a shill. A-Team was not shills. Like, there's a difference between trolls, spurgs, shitposters, people who burn out, e-celebs who burn out, and shills. And the difference is critical, because shills are sent there to do divide and conquer on purpose. The other people end up doing it accidentally out of stupidity.
Honestly,
and you need to not give credit to paid disinfo agents as to what can be given credit to just stupidity. And that is one of the biggest mistakes that people are making right now. But I digress. I can't do anything about it, and I don't give a shit.
Any actual
that shit that I was saying in that other stream, by the way, Zen, was mostly for that guy's, like, just to drop his point.
I didn't even get to hear it. I will listen to the recording later when I have decent internet. I have been busy for the last 3 hours.
It was pretty funny, but aside from that, I mean, there's nothing really good in it.
Yeah.
No, I'll listen to it. People on both HQ and Revolt were saying that you blew it the fuck out, so good job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah. People on HQ
I
were
gotta
like,
find
oh
the
my god.
threads later.
I
I haven't
actually
been popular with those guys for a long time. They've been really pissed off at me.
Apparently, my popular perception's been changed from bad panda to base panda. Not that it matters. I really don't want recognition.
There's not that many people left on HQ now. There's a few organic posters still there, but it's mostly either people from that really small, like 30-man strong V clique, half of whom are moderators of either V or GGHQ. So, not to sound like a conspiracy retard, but that's actually the truth. There were a few times, more than a few times over the last 2 weeks, where GGHQ's post per hour rate dropped so low that it could be accounted for by just the moderators posting as Anon. So,
Actually, it got lower than that.
Yeah,
I
it
took a screenshot of it the other night, and it was like 30 posts per hour, and then like
That's been lower than
15 minutes later, it was at like 90 posts per hour, and I have no idea how that happened.
Oh, that's easy. That's just the people from that V thread. Every night they go in there to try and boost it. And now what they've started doing is they started shilling in tech to try and boost tech. But it doesn't matter what they do, and it doesn't matter if Revolt is even a top board or not.
Oh no, they said the opposite. They said that GG Revolt was going into tech to raise tech up to drop it. I don't know. Actually, maybe I might have been.
No, that never happened. First of all, but it is confirmed that people from that V clique have been doing that with HQ and have been doing that with Tech. And the reason that's confirmed is because there's been people from Tech going into Meta complaining about why is GGHQ brigading us. So talk to Tech about it if you really want an honest opinion. I'm biased. I can't give an honest opinion, but no, I just think the entire board drama is stupid. It's fucking retarded like it was before. There's no reason why there can't be two boards, but more importantly, there's no reason why people can't choose their board.
Right.
The fact that these rule cucks get so triggered over people choosing a different board is just cancerous. And this is the reason why people on 4chan sit back and call us Reddit Chan, and I don't mean from the SVU thing. That they will sit back and literally call us Reddit Chan is because
it's full of fucking people from Reddit.
Well, that's the problem. Is it's getting is 8chan starting to get co-opted by Redditors? I'm beginning to suspect that half of these fucking board volunteers that run these major the top three.
They're from Reddit.
They're not Channers. They're fucking Redditors.
Yes.
So I don't know how we solve that.
We don't. We just have to wait it out. Do you remember 2007 when the fucking technology shit happened? So the start of the technology shit was actually really fucking funny. People were sending pizzas and black faxes.
Yeah, no, I know, and I saw what Jim said.
And then this happened afterwards. This was always going to happen.
Jim offered a pretty good explanation, and love or hate Jim, he's been spot on lately with this kind of stuff. It's been brought up multiple times to him, and he's basically said the truth. Which is that it cannibalized itself because it got co-opted by identity politics fags, and the identity politics fags came from Reddit, and they came from SRS more specifically. Honestly, I think a lot of these people are from SRS. Now, I don't know about the board volunteers on HN's major boards, but that some of them are definitely Redditors. The only way to really fix this would be if Hot Wheels came in and made Pole, Tech, K, A, and V boards.
No, I don't think we have the manpower to do that.
I don't think that should ever happen. But there are definitely people starting to advocate for that because they're getting so fed up. Bottom line, people are going back to 4chan. I mean, some people have gone back to 4chan, and that's not going to work.
4chan, hey, honestly, I did it.
Why are they going back to 4chan? They do realize that are you talking about?
I will tell you.
Yeah, but he stepped down and he apologized and he had his big stream.
No, he didn't apologize. No.
Yeah.
No. He lied on his stream and then went on to give 2 interviews, one to Esquire and one to the Rolling Stone, where he completely contradicted every single thing he said in that stream. So no, Moot did not apologize. He lied again on the way out because I guess why not? Fuck it. And also, another thing that people forget, Moot still retains control over that domain. So even though he allegedly gave it to a mod team, he didn't really do that. He still controls 4chan from behind the
I
scenes.
don't really care
He
though.
is trying to sell it. When it gets sold, all the people who are going back to 4chan from 8chan will come rushing back because it will get blown the fuck out.
We know that.
And the same thing's happening to Reddit right now. The reason why so many Redditors are coming to 8chan is because Reddit is finally going the way of Dig 2.0. It took it a long time, but the corruption in the staff of that company and the global admins, and it's just getting so bad that people are coming to 8chan. But the problem is they're coming to 8chan and they're not being at all respectful of legacy Chan history or Chan culture. Instead, they're just trying to appropriate everything, and it's really
That's the same thing that happened last time.
I don't know how this is all going to. No, I don't think it's going to end well. Maybe it will. Maybe people will get over themselves.
Why worry about it?
I don't worry about it. But if people are wondering, why these things are happening, or why the top 3 boards, the top 3 user control boards are like, why are the mods so spurgy? Why this? Why that? I mean, this is the reason why. Because nobody knows what the fuck to do at this point. So yeah, we were talking about Mark from V. Yeah, he made a couple posts so far about all this drama, and I think he's doing well to distance himself from it. And that, if I could give him one piece of advice, that would be it. Because honestly, it's pretty much like what I said a few nights ago, which is I just ran out of fucks to give about Acid Man, about the board drama. I don't care. I just want people to pick their own board. I don't care about the drama anymore. I have no fucks left to give. It's so stupid that people cannot just get over the fact that there's another board, or that they can't just pick their own board. If you don't like Revolt, then boost HQ's content. Because guess what? Revolt is not the only board that has shitty content right now. HQ has shitty content too. They both do. Because people are so obsessed with the board drama, they stopped posting content. So if you want to fix it, pick a board and start putting up decent content again. Like, holy shit. I'm saying that in vain. Nobody's going to listen to what I say. They never do. So
well,
I warned people since September about e-celebs.
It was unstoppable.
I warned you, Gamergate. I warned you all along about e-celebs. Warned you about being co-opted by e-celebs. Jim warned you about being co-opted by e-celebs, which is ironic because he was
the co-opted e-celeb.
Yeah, it's pretty ironic, but I mean, but people were warned and they did it anyway. So I don't know what you do. Nobody's perfect. The user base of Gamergate's not perfect. E-celebs aren't perfect. Like that's the one thing that I hate so much though. Right now, like about the whole shills argument, or call him a shill. Like, nobody's perfect. The public figures of Gamergate are not perfect, and the user base isn't perfect either. We all make mistakes, but we soldier on. That's what's important, or at least we have up until now. I don't know what's going to happen next. I really don't. Yeah, what else was I going to say? So,
well,
if
actually,
you want to make Gamergate better,
is there any chance we could get
some decent content?
Is there any chance we could get Acid Man to talk on stream? Like, if he
He
doesn't
will
want his
never
voice,
do that. He's
why
never
doesn't he
gonna
get a
do
voice?
that.
Why doesn't he get a voice modulator? Just let him come in. Get
John,
a voice
if you
modulator.
want to try and do that, that's fine. I am not going to talk to that guy. I have nothing to say. I've got nothing to say to him.
I would really like to talk about him because I do have some questions and some criticisms for him.
Feel free,
and
but
I'd like to.
I have the feeling that I didn't talk to him.
Yeah,
you're all like, I don't think he will talk to you guys because he thinks that you were all disinfo agents sent by the government or by Gamergazi.
You talked to us before, though.
Okay, so let's just assume that we are
disinfo
now, agents, which is right. But let's just assume that we are disinfo agents. We don't have mind control technology. There's no possible way we can basically force him to change his mind. We just want to talk with the dude, and he doesn't even have to change his board.
You know what? I can't speak for him. I'm going to say he's not going to do it, and maybe me saying that will make him do it. But I'm not going to talk to him because, like I said, I have no fucks left to give about the guy. He made his decisions. He drew his line in the sand. Now he's got to live with that. And unfortunately, so does everybody else.
I guess it would be a waste of time anyway.
No, it wouldn't be a waste of time for you guys to try and do that. It would be a waste of time for me to talk to him.
Well, what am I going to say to him? Like, it's nothing I could say is going to... Well, like, If I
Why don't
changed
you
his
ask
mind in
him
some
why
way,
he's acting like a dramatic faggot in the same fashion as Blade, despite the fact that
for
he
the same
knows
reason that
how
Blade did it,
stupid
because
shit
people
is.
are
Why are you
being
bringing up
shits
Blade?
to him, right?
Well, the thing about Blade,
People shits to you all the time, you get a little pissed off. It's
We're
okay.
talking about
If
two
he would
different kinds
admit
of
that,
drama here.
it doesn't matter,
Should
Dry
admit it.
Bones. It's all
Everybody knows
drama to
it.
me.
can I just say my thoughts on Blade briefly? Basically,
Yeah.
what I think Blade did was dumb.
I know what Blade did. He burned out and then freaked out, just like everyone
Ron, let him
else.
talk, Zan.
All right. Well, I think what Blade did specifically was dumb, but at the same time, I completely understand why he did it, and there's just no point in retreading old waters. The Blade is just a dude. He's human. He's just like everyone else, and he has
These
his own
people
reasons.
think that they've got a big game and that they can handle it when people fucking talk shit about them 24/7, and then they realize that they can't. And after
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 months, it starts getting under their skin.
Yeah,
And there's
If
nothing
the
you can do about
abuse,
that.
you have to
He
take
gave it the
constant
whole college try.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Blade. This is the other thing. I don't hate Acid Man. I mean, I've said a lot of shit in PMs and elsewhere, but I don't. At the end of the day, as irritating as these people can be, I don't hate Dry Bones. I don't hate Acid Man. I don't hate Blade. I don't hate A-Team. I don't hate King of Pole. I don't hate Jim.
Well, how
I
can you
don't
hate
hate Randy
You're King of
Harper.
Pole.
I don't hate any of these people though, and like I don't hate any of these people because at the end of the day they're all human and they all make mistakes. And the problem that people forget and have constantly had a problem with over the last 10 months is forgetting that people are human. If you are a community, let's go with the word community manager. If you are a community manager in Gamergate, or you ever have been, you will deal with constant, horrific personal abuse. Your life will not be your own 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you will be putting up the worst kind of fucking abuse. And the same, I dare say, goes for Anti-Gamergate. That's just the way it is with any large social movement because everybody wants their own personal wants and needs of the thing to be satisfied, and so they all come screaming to the community managers, and the community managers can't do that, and one by one they burn out. The other half of it is what Jim said in the past, which is identity politics, people becoming introspective and then cannibalizing each other. The first people you're going to cannibalize are your public figures, and that's absolutely happened over and over and over again.
Well,
I'm
that's
actually
why
kind of surprised that Mark has survived so well.
Because he's kept his distance. That's why he should keep his distance now, too.
That's why
he
Sargon's
doesn't,
kept
he's gonna
his
get-
distance from a lot of this shit.
I mean, if Mark doesn't keep his distance now, he's gonna get.
No, actually,
gonna
there was
lose
a lot
the-
more. He didn't keep his distance before, and there's actually a lot of issues that happened in that, but it somehow managed to come through, and then.
Because we
I
had
don't
a
know that.
ridiculous amount of power in the cabals.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Yeah, we kind of did, dude.
Sandy came in pretty late.
It was pretty fucking funny.
Okay, well, when I came in, it didn't feel like you had control of anything.
We were basically letting
that's
it go
that.
at that point. Yeah. But we
Well,
forced
that's
some
fucked
pretty
up.
sketchy shit.
What if the Triangle Cabal had maintained control of Gamergate all
We
along?
couldn't do it though.
We will never know.
Well,
Yeah,
I think you're really overstating
That would
the
negate the
power he
point of
had,
Gamergate.
guys.
No, but I don't think we were, dude.
I like the Solution 6 game.
Solution 6 was awesome.
That was a terrible fuck up, though. You guys,
It's not my fault. The guy
tried seeing it.
disappeared. What do you want me to
What are you
fucking
gonna
do? I don't even fucking
I
know.
don't
How do you
know.
disappear
We
from the
didn't
internet?
have a
I don't
plan.
know. He probably got killed or some shit. I don't know.
No, he came
Talking
back.
about?
He messaged me. He was messaging in the
Oh,
V
so he's
threads,
not dead?
like,
I thought he
Super
was dead.
triangle stuff, Kelly.
And actually, let me talk about that too because
That is actually a good thing to talk about.
Get Good was missing some of the original founders for like 9 fucking months, and I'm talking in a G thread, and I'm talking about like the transfer of the Get Good and stuff like that. I'm talking about like how the guy hasn't been there for like 9 months. Is like, who do you think you've been talking to? And it's the fucking guy. He's been gone for 9 months, and he's talking to me in the fucking V thread. Like, you can't fucking message me? I've been waiting for 9 months. Why you been gone for 9 months off the internet? I don't.
Yeah,
I haven't been off the internet for like 2 days in the past like 8 years.
I could possibly answer that actually, but as to why that guy just disappeared like that, he wasn't the only sort of anonymous, semi-anonymous person that came forward with really good information, but we never got to put the information out because the person disappeared before.
We're talking about Domain Anon? He says that he moved and he couldn't
More than a few. Well, it's different people, different things happen, but I know for a fact that some people similar to who you're talking about disappeared. They disappeared because it just.
Some people just disappear because some people just disappear. I mean, like, I know one guy who...
No, they disappeared because they didn't feel like it was worth their time. They saw the identity politics coming as early as October, and they said, you know what, fuck it, I'm not going to drop this info.
That's not the only reason people leave. Sometimes people leave because it's just defeatist.
There is information that I have that Gamergate could not fucking handle. And I'm saying that as a board owner. Yeah, how's that for disturbing? No, I'm dead serious. If I told you some of the stuff about Oliver Campbell, it would cause the entire shit show to fracture into 1,000 different directions.
Why mention his name and insinuate?
Well, I'm just using an example. I have stuff on other people too.
Okay, if I want to criticize Oliver Campbell, I will criticize him. I have criticized him before. My only regret in that is that I wish I could actually have him here to.
I always wanted to be on stream for this drop.
You don't understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that when Michael Space Jam went out of his way to point out that there was a lot of shady shit going on with some of the public figures with GG, he was not wrong.
Well, why doesn't he just?
He was understating how bad it was.
Why doesn't he write some articles on his website
because
about this?
He doesn't. The same reason, John, that I just said that people don't drop all their info, because some people just recognize that the user base cannot fucking handle it without spurging out, and nobody wants to see that stupid shit.
Then let them spurg out. Let them be dumb.
No, dude. Some people just say, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to go to the effort of dropping the info,
then
and I'm not going to do the damage of dropping the info, because I don't want to see people spurg out. So I'm just not going to do it.
Do it Anon.
No. It causes... You're missing the point. He's not doing it because he doesn't give enough fucks, and B, he doesn't want to see everybody spurg out for no reason, so he's just not doing it.
I think he's too fearful then. Like, I mean, I can understand the concerns.
He's not fearful at all.
Okay, maybe...
He just doesn't give a shit. The same way I don't give a shit, the same way Domain Anon didn't give a shit, the same way the other Anons didn't give a shit. Like,
but people don't give a shit, and there's actual issues to actually contend where people are doing...
there are actual issues. Like, Gamergate was never ethical itself. Is one of the issues, and nobody wants to answer that.
That's a very nebulous statement. Can you be
No, it's not nebulous at all.
Okay.
I can field this one if you want. I don't have a problem.
I'll be happy to be specific in PMs, but I'm not going to talk about it in public. It surprised even me.
Well, I don't need to go into specifics, but I don't have a problem.
It's the e-celebs, John.
I don't have
it's
a problem
the people using it to raise a profile.
Underhanded behavior from Gamergate.
I don't either.
If somebody needs to be dunked, they should get dunked.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I absolutely think that it's fine. I thought that all the Black Hat stuff was fine, and I thought that the underhanded stuff was fine. The problem is that there are people that deny it exists.
So why even
like the Tech Rapture people who lose their shit?
Oh, don't get me.
So if you're gonna say next, John, why even bring it up? That's my entire point, though.
Well, the thing is,
bring it up. This is why Anon left Gamergate.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. The thing I object to is you're insinuating you're insinuating certain people, some by name, some not by name, have been doing shady stuff.
Well, they all have.
Well,
not
but
just certain people. Oliver's just an example. There are others.
But that's the problem here. I don't like it when someone just brings up an accusation that's vague and nebulous and leaves an implication in people's minds, and you don't specify what the problem is, because then...
I can't specify what it is without causing a nuclear meltdown, and I have no interest in doing that.
Then don't mention it. I mean,
I'm not here to crash Gamergate with no survivors. Sorry, somebody else can do that.
Is it something? Is it really something different than what Synthovine has brought up?
Yeah, I mean, Synthovine, like, he's... I like Synthovine, but like he's done some dumb stuff about...
Synthovine's not any less of a spurg than the rest of them.
That is true. But the thing about Synthovine is he's honest. He brings up his accusations. Like when he had a problem with Lizzie F's article, he tweeted at her, and she actually messaged back and said, yeah, actually, your criticism of this article, they're actually not wrong.
I guess that's not the point I was getting at. The point I was getting at is people ask, why do some of the Anons that had the best information, like financial records and things like that, on the SGW clicks, on the indie gaming click specifically, and the indie gaming racket, because it is a racket, why did some of these people start releasing info and then stop halfway and just disappear? You know, it is actually no, two things. One, the e-celebs who were using Gamergate as a way to raise their profile, of which there were many, and the other one being identity politics. Those are the two reasons. Because the smarter people, especially the smarter Anons, who could see that kind of stuff coming early on, they just said fuck it and left.
Well, why can't they
now,
just
in other
release the
cases,
information?
people might have had real life things come up, but the reason why they stopped, I suspect, is because of that.
Well, the thing I don't get
Why
is
can't they just release the information?
and let the public decide for themselves. Let the public decide.
If
Don't
the
worry about the
public's
reaction.
too busy
the backlash.
wasting time with identity politics, what's the fucking point?
To make them stop worrying about identity politics. To make
It
them
won't,
go,
though, John.
But-
It doesn't. You could release a giant info. I could release everything I have right now. People would talk about it for 2 days, and they'd be right back to identity politics. That's all That's all anybody cares about now.
That's
I hate
what
to break it to
happens
you.
in everything. It doesn't matter what field you go into. If it's
You know, it
Gamergate,
doesn't
normal
have to
politics.
keep happening, though. It doesn't have to keep happening. People
Zan,
could take a stand against it and make it stop. That's what I'm hoping people will do with Revolt. That's up to
Dan,
them.
I fundamentally disagree with you on this point because
Then your head's in the fucking sand, dude.
Okay, here's my position. Like, yes, people are going to overreact, people are going to spurk out, but it's not your job to worry about how people are going to react. It's a matter of getting the truth out, and it's the people that will
He means
listen.
that they're going to do that instead of doing anything useful.
Well, that's why messaging is important. I'm not saying just make a big info dump and just
That's
drop
why
it.
you dig it up and do the research anyway. Well, that's the point of our little group that we have, and I'm going to continue to help you guys when and where possible, which again won't be until August. But the point I'm making, though, John, is in the case of, I'm not talking about myself here, because I'm still here.
Well,
Like,
we
with
do it
all
for
this
fun.
stupid shit, I'm still, yeah, like, I'm doing it for fun at this point. I'm still here. But in the context of a lot of the original Anons, and the Black Hats and the other types that really got Gamergate off and rolling to begin with and did some of the best, had the best content, the reason why those people left is what I just said, because they didn't want to fucking put up with it, and they just could not be asked to continue working with all the stupid Reddit tier shit that was being brought in the front door. And what Drybone said, that's with any field or any social movement. Yeah, that's the problem, though, is if people would just follow the number one rule from day one, which is think for yourself and create good content, and do those two things, all of this could have been avoided. This does not have to follow the same pattern as other social movements. Social movements are dictated by the people in them. If the people act smarter and really commit to acting smarter, then these things won't happen. That's my contention. But it's complicated, and I don't think we're going to be able to figure it out until 5 or 6 years from now, when we can look back on 2020. Like, I really don't.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at this thing. I gotta interrupt you guys because you're really defeatist. But the shit that we did
I kind of feel
today,
defeatist right now.
the shit that we did today is fucking funny. If you look at the timeline of events for the shit that happened in this stream right here, we went into the stream and JKelly started up a serious thing, and he got progressively more annoyed with these guys until he decided to invite me into the stream. We started trolling the guys and getting some dunks in, and then Pterodax shows up and says the president is a nigger. And we have a fucking after stream where we bitch and moan about stuff. I mean, This is pretty fucking good, guys. It's not that bad.
No, it's I might sound kind of defeatist right now, but no, I mean there are plenty of good things. I'm just talking about like only the downsides as I see it. But I'm really worn down, I guess, now, because I never intended to come back to the public side of stuff, and I just kind of ended up having to. And John was asking me, why did you involve yourself with the Gamergate revolt? Why did you get involved with that? Well, because I think it's the best possible chance to push back every single thing I just said. It is the best possible chance to bring old Anons back. GG Revolt's primary user base consists of Anons from lots of different boards, and Anons that have been away from Gamergate for 6 months, 7 months,
Now
8 months.
remember, those
Because he got
Anons
two.
who left 8chan, those guys who left 8chan, a great number of them have gone back to 4chan. If you check out some of the posting quality,
Oh, yeah,
of some of the
you can
4chan boards, we're going to be there until 4chan self-destructs, and then we're going to rejoin 8chan. By the time we've rejoined 8chan, maybe there'll be less new facts because these people have grown up a little bit. Maybe they'll be out of their shitty Reddit phase. And I think it's going to be all right. I think this is pretty good.
It's
I
just,
think it's just
new
that's it. It's
Ken
just,
here.
Yeah,
I
Zen,
think
I
it's
think
just
you're,
the natural progression of things, but
yeah, I
it's
think
there
you
are
have a
points
half
where
glass
it's.
empty approach here.
Oh, well, no,
can things be better?
I
Yeah.
don't actually. I just only said one half of what I think. I think the other half of it is there is a chance to push all of this back, and I think we're starting to see that now. That's the other half of it. But yeah, I mean, up until now, a lot of good things have been done, but if we want to continue, it's like I said on my last stream. I mean, if we want to continue this fight, if we want to really start taking back the internet and taking back our civil liberties, quite frankly,
We
then
have to push
people will have to get the unity back. People have to get the unity back and stop being so goddamn introspective.
I don't
because if
agree that we have to get
you're
the
not
unity
gonna-
back, and I think that insisting on Coles to get the unity back is too much introspection. To me, what we
It's
need to
not,
do,
though. You just recognize that there are people with different opinions than you, and you say, you know what, I'm going to work
Oh.
for them. I'm going to work with them for the greater good, instead of, no, fuck that guy because he has a different opinion, and I
There's
don't.
a reason that we're needs.
yeah,
it's
like
that simple.
as an example for me personally, like I told this directly to Ralph that I don't agree with all the decisions he's made in the course of his website, but he still
Who
does
does?
he still does do good work. So I'm willing to
He
help
still
him
puts
out.
out good content. I mean,
Right.
in spite of all the spur.
Right, so-
You're not ugly, but she puts out.
I mean, shit, Benjamin Barber still puts out good content.
Actually, yeah, I saw Benjamin Barber in the chat, and I actually have to give credit where it's due here. Even though, me and him have our own differences, I do think that his recent digging stuff, that has been a far more productive time than anything he's been doing for the past 6 months.
Yeah, same thing for.
Yeah,
Looks like we
Same
dropped
thing
in.
with S4T. I mean, that's why I'm hoping
yeah, Beerbo is probably
that
going
the
to
culture of
He's probably going to leave a comment just like
GG Revolt. It's with relation on that thread for you guys. I don't know if that went through. There it went. Okay, so yeah, I've already seen quite a few good threads about Intel and other stuff being posted on Revolt, and the people posting it or cross posting it on HQ. So if anybody is triggered, don't be. It's getting posted everywhere.
Zan, before you continue, can you just sum up your point for T Danger, T Dragonus, I guess his name, in the chat, who's asking what is your point, what you're trying to prove?
Oh yeah, well basically the point I was making with my whole spiel was that the two worst things and biggest challenges for Gamergate have been the identity politics and the e-celebs. Not the ones that have necessarily spurred, but the ones that have actively tried to co-opt it. There is a difference because not all of them have done that, but people like KLP and some of the ones that have come after, who I'm not going to name because I don't want to start a shitfest, but I'm sure you can guess. That has been the two biggest challenges. That's my point, and I think there's a real chance to push all of that back and move beyond it. I think that there's always been a chance, and I think there's more of a chance now than there ever has been. But it's up to the users. It's like what I was telling people over and over again on some of the Revolt threads a couple days ago when people were like, well, why don't you just enforce topic rules? Why don't you just enforce containment threads? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do... Because I can't do those things. Okay? There's no point in me doing those things. There's no point in any board owner doing those things at this point. And I would even contend with any of the major boards, there's no point. The time has come for Anons to decide their own content. The
Who
first
gave
thing
up on that himself? Actually, that's what almost killed 4chan back there, was when
Yeah.
who decided that the containment threads did not work. and that he had to completely attempt to ban a topic completely.
Yeah, he did the opposite of, I think, what I'm doing, which is what he did is he decided that containment threads didn't work, but instead of letting the Anons do what they wanted to do, he just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go full rule cuck and just ban every single topic that I view as a threat.
That's the word that
that's a
fucking
valid
Luke
approach.
used. Rule cuck. That's what he said.
Oh yeah, rule cuck.
Okay,
Rule cuck.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Rule cuckery. Anyway,
Also, I hate the word cuck now.
Also,
I like the word
whatever.
cuck because Nico keeps using it, and I think it's really funny. I really like Nico. I don't know why.
That's because he has a fetish for it, though.
yeah, like I like Nico, and the only reason, like,
I don't know why he's so unlikable.
I don't know either. Like, I actually, like, I did unfollow him on Twitter,
It's
but
because
I actually,
of how unlikable he is that I like
right,
him.
but I unfollowed him on Twitter, but I put him into, but I didn't stop following him, like, not officially, because I still have him on a list of shit posters I have, which I'm tempted
Yeah, anyway.
to, like, I'm tempted to put dry bones and to regulate dry bones and Moltar into there as well.
What?
It's already in there, but I still follow him, so.
I don't even shitpost anymore.
Yes, you do.
It's
Don't lie.
not purposely.
It just comes naturally for A team. They just shitpost without having any control over it.
Okay, T Dragonus has 2 statements he said in the chat that I'd like to bring here. Also, T Dragonus, if you can follow me on at JKelly Twit and send I can
Yeah,
actually
you can
send you an
just talk
invite.
to me directly if you want. But what are the 2 statements? I'll talk.
Okay,
speak
the
to both
first
of them.
one was, what are you trying to hold over us? And the second one was, he's saying that GG Revolt is nothing but a divide and conquer kind of strategy. That
Okay, I can respond to both of those. So first of all, what am I trying to hold over people? Absolutely nothing. I'm just offering an opinion, and it's one of many. And take it with a grain of salt. I am not God.
Okay.
And many times, and it's been proven, I turn out to have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I try. I really
Well, I
do.
think you're on
But
point for this
sometimes
one.
I have no. Well, I mean, you
It's
can
just
go
an
back and look at the, you can
observation
go
of
back and look at the
reality.
logs of me. Sometimes I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. That's the first thing that I'll say. So I'm not trying to hold anything over anybody. That's my opinion only. So there's that. The second thing, GG Revolt is nothing but a DNC. No, not at all. It is well and truly an organic attempt at a second board with fewer rules by the user base. And no one else. People keep saying that I created it or I helped generate it to try and divide and conquer Gamergate. That's not at all true. I didn't even create the board. A British Anon created the board. British Anon owns the board. I am just the other board owner that came in, helped get things set up, and be sort of the public face for the beginning of it, which, again, a lot of people want me to stay, but there are reasons why I'm not going to do that.
Okay,
mainly because it wouldn't be right.
Zan, we
But
have
no, it's not
Oliver-
a DNC attempt at all. It's just it is a completely, and no, I'm not going to talk to Oliver. It is just it is completely an organic thing by the user base of HN, and by prior users of Gamergate HQ and V and Poll. That's all it is. It's not a DNC attempt. It is Anons trying to have a Gamergate board with fewer rules again.
Zan.
That's it.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but
all
I saw Oliver posting in the chat. Do you mind if I send him an invite? Because I actually would like to talk to Oliver, specifically because I don't want to give the appearance I'm trying to talk behind his back about this one issue that I have with him and a disagreement that I'd actually rather talk with on stream, but I
I don't think
haven't.
this is really Oliver.
Is it not Oliver? I thought it was.
Click on the name and go to the YouTube channel. If it has at least
No,
1,100
this
to
is Oliver,
1,500 subs,
alright.
it's
Yeah, this
really
is
him.
him.
All right, let me check.
Okay, well,
Hello,
hold Oliver
hello,
Campbell.
readers.
Yeah, it is.
That's unexpectedly.
Yeah.
good.
Anyway, if he's wondering, if he comes in here and he's wondering about the stuff I said before, nothing personal. I've got no beef with you at all. I'm not going to talk about that kind of stuff. If you want to hash it out with some of the people who do have beef with you over what it is, and I'm
I
sure
just
that
want
you
to
know what it is,
clarify that I don't
you
have
can do
a
that. But I don't have
particular
any beef, and I'm not going to talk about
I
it.
don't have a particular beef with him. It's
Sorry
just
for
one
using
sticking
you as an
point.
example.
There is one sticking point that I.
Sorry for using you as an example. I
I
guess.
think we should get him in here. I'd like to have Oliver in if you guys don't mind.
If you guys
this
wanna
next
have him in,
stream,
that's
I'd bring
fine.
him in.
Yeah, Like I'm not speaking about whatever you're insinuating about Oliver Zan because I don't know. You're not explaining, and I think it's very disingenuous.
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna.
We shouldn't go into that live on air, but you guys can hash it
No,
out
I'm not even
offline if
gonna.
you
I'm
want.
not even gonna talk about it because I don't have it. I don't care about it.
Right, because I
It
do
is
want to
something
offer.
that someone else brought to my attention, and I was like, okay.
You can't talk shit about
that's
it,
the
dude,
thing, but I
behind his
don't
back
care.
either, though.
Right, but there is a specific issue I do have with Oliver. That
Well, if you have a specific issue, bring it up.
Okay.
Come
The
on,
only
in.
specific
Come on,
issue-
Oliver.
Until I have Oliver in here, if he accepts. If he doesn't accept, then I'm just not going to mention it.
Okay, well, anyway, on that note, the only specific issue that I ever actually gave a shit as far as Oliver was concerned was the tone policing shit. But that wasn't just Oliver, that was everybody's collective mistake. So, can't really lay the blame at any one person's feet for that. But yeah, that was the single stupidest shit to ever happen. I don't know who started that. Whoever it was, fuck you for that. That was retarded. The fucking tone policing stuff that we did, what was it, back in end of September, October time period? That just about killed Gamergate right there. I mean, it is by the grace of God and by people saying they weren't going to fucking care about that shit anymore that we didn't just die on the operating table right there. But yeah, that should be a case closed textbook lesson of what not to do for the future. So take that as you may.
Did you guys see what happened to the previous stream? He got spammed with porn and he shut it down. Like 5 minutes ago.
Because we gave the login to Pterodax.
Oh, is that what happened?
Shit, I forgot to rejoin here.
Hey, what's up, dude? We were
Hey,
just
man.
talking about you.
I was having too much fun with the stream.
We had Oliver Campbell in the chat, too, but I don't think he's going to join. He said it was too
I had some more words for him.
Right.
before
He
cut
says
me off.
his mic isn't. He says he's not up to talking, but he would answer the specific thing. I will bring it up. I just gotta look it up for clarity's sake. So
All right, well, go ahead and do that, Kelly.
Token nigger.
Yeah. Anyway, Oliver, I don't have any beef with you, man. I'm sorry for using you as an example, I guess, for something. No worries, mate. No beef. But yeah. That being said,
I have a copy of your book, and you have me banned on Twitter.
I'm just gonna ask all you guys one question before I go. If you were me, would you stay the board owner of that board, or would you let it fall to someone else?
I would
What would you
honestly
do?
give it to an Anon. Give it to somebody who's not going to put their name
Well,
out
Anon
there.
already owns it, but the
Right.
question is whether to just let it fall back to him because he wants to choose another public board owner and he has no
You
idea how
got
to do that.
GG Revolt up to where it is now. It has a very good chance of standing success, and I would say leave it to somebody else and leave it at that.
Dude, you can give it to me. I'll take good care of it.
No.
I actually will. I will treat it exactly as I treat Illuminati.
Oy vey. Yeah, no, I'm not.
I am the most trustworthy person in all of Gamergate. Hey, we've got a.
I have a feeling that most of the users
you a
would have a
squid or a
problem with
kid?
it.
No, I don't know. I just changed my avatar.
Oh, that's that fucking Squid Game again. My God, do
So
I have something
good.
to talk about that? That game is hilarious. The fucking controversy. Did you see what happened?
No,
There was like, okay, get this. The SJWs tried to manufacture a controversy about that game because some modders took it and made a tentacle porn version of it apparently, and that triggered
I can't mod
SJWs.
it.
I'm not even shitting you. You can
No,
Google
you
this.
definitely
It's not even
can't mod
made
it. It's
another
on the
game.
Wii U.
You can't mod a
No,
Wii
it
game.
was the same. Like I don't know what they did, but apparently there was like a porn like knockoff version of the same game, and it triggered a bunch of people, and they were all like freaking out, which is hilarious because the thing's only getting much more popular.
The only controversy I ever heard of Split, I didn't even hear about that, man. I mean, the only thing I heard about
It
Splatoon is
just fucking happened. Might have been a different game, not completely sure.
well,
It
the
was
only
probably
real,
a different game.
Yeah, it probably
The
was.
only-
I'm not sure.
the
honestly.
the only thing I ever heard about Splatoon was the whole content
that's my own,
locked
like,
behind
really
Amiibo.
Oh yeah,
the
that
whole
might have been what I'm thinking of.
Well, that is a valid complaint in my opinion, but you know,
It really isn't that big of an issue, honestly. Because it's just a cosmetic item.
Yeah, that's true. The item that it unlocks doesn't have any status effects or anything, and it's appearance only, basically.
Fucking Dennis Diak. based Dennis. Shout out to Dennis Diak for donating $607 to Deep Freeze ad campaign. I was pretty based.
Too bad Mark
I heard it was.
Somebody loud in there.
Well, I don't own Splatoon, but I wanted to I just wanted someone to clarify. Is it just cosmetic? Because I heard it was even levels as well.
No, I don't think it's, well, like, sort of. You can replay existing levels with different weapons. Like, after you beat a level or something, you put your Splatoon figurine on the thing, and then you can go through the level again. And, like, if you beat all the levels that way, you can get, like, this suit of equipment that comes with that amiibo.
Before we continue this thread of discussion, I would like to address a specific criticism I have of Oliver Campbell, since I have his attention now. Okay, Oliver, if you can answer in the chat, I greatly appreciate this. Basically, there is a certain impropriety that in my view I did, although I may not have all the facts. It's not really clear, and I don't believe you've made it clear, although I have seen you make statements regarding this, is in regards to when you contacted the creator of the Stanley Parable.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right, and you said you were offended by by specific content in the game in which a white guy gives, which basically a white guy lights a cigarette for a black youth, and you said you were offended by that, and also that fact that that next image next to it was setting the black kid on fire, and you said that, and it was later stated in the Polygon article that the game was changed to basically be less offensive. You later on had claimed that you did that specifically because of what you perceive would be the SJW reaction to that game. So my question, I don't think that's an adequate response to that. I've also heard people say that you said that you weren't a journalist at the time. Can you clarify the situation for us on the stream and in the chat? If you could, I would greatly appreciate that, because I have said this on other streams, but it's not a case of where I don't want to give you the right of reply. I probably should.
The last time that I spoke to Oliver on this subject, actually, he said that the journalist involved had altered the story to make it appear as if Oliver was more offended than he was. It was in some way misrepresentative of the conversation that Oliver had actually had with that games company.
So the article misrepresented what actually happened.
Well, we'll see what he says.
Okay.
But yeah, Oliver on this, and I recall that he answered it mostly to my satisfaction.
All right. Yeah. Oliver says he will answer the question, so we'll wait for him to. We'll wait for the stream time in the YouTube chat to catch up.
Yeah, Oliver, I just want to say I'm sorry. I don't hate you. I just hate what you represent. All those fucking nerds. It's not your fault. You seem like a nice guy. It's just the position you're in that I hate. I'm sure Obama's a nice guy too, but I just fucking hate the government. So I'm sorry. You're cool. You're cool.
If you want to talk about Obama's policies, we can after this topic.
I'm not a big fan of Obama's policies.
Nope, I'm not a big fan of his policies either, especially when it comes to foreign.
I don't think necessarily Oliver is either.
All right. Oliver says in the chat, I stopped being a journalist 2011. That's correct. I stopped when I went to write my book. Yep. Go ahead and talk while I'm typing. Okay. All right. That is fair then, I guess. But was it publicly known that you were not press at the time, or did you still have the appearance of being press? Because I still think that's still an issue if that's the case.
Well, still, does one have the right to pressure a game studio to censor their game regardless? Isn't that something that we stand against?
That is also a pertinent question, yes, and I was going to bring that up next.
Sorry, I'm smoking right now.
Drugs are illegal.
In response to something that Paulie said in the chat, yeah, sure, SJWs can watch this stream as well. I don't care. I don't have an issue with that. All my streams are publicly, well, actually, there's 2 that are unlisted, but all
they're
of them
probably
are
just sitting there giggling to themselves anyway.
Yeah,
this guy has the wrong opinions.
Probably.
That guy was so far up his own ass.
Mm-hmm.
He could smell what he ate for breakfast.
Okay, Oliver says that he was not wearing his press hat at the time and didn't give the appearance thereof. Okay.
I don't think that that's necessarily a satisfactory response, in my opinion.
Right, not to your question specifically.
Like, I'm not going out there saying that I'm offended by shit and demanding that people change stuff.
Yeah, that I'm kind of like, I think people have a right to say that.
Except the Wikipedia article.
Except the Wikipedia article.
I mean, every once in a while you need to get some fucking self-awareness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I have a moth in here that seems to be as high as fuck. Fucking flopping around and shit.
Mm-hmm.
This moth is fucked up.
I guess since we're talking about self-reflection, I guess I am a squid.
You're a squid?
Wait. No, I might be a kid. I don't... Hold on.
Oh, God.
I'd like to verify one statement here that Nintendo is for pedophiles.
That game is really fucking good, though. It's like the best shooter that I've played since Day of Defeat.
I heard Centilvine was really pissed off about it on Twitter.
The idea that you control territory with, like, literally painting your territory is really fucking fun. Like, really fun.
Okay, Oliver.
I enjoy the hiding
1 second.
in it.
Oliver responds, "Yeah, I hate that incident as much as anyone else. My usage of Twitter was poor as fuck, and wish is why you guys see me use Twitter the way I do now. Now long-winded." Okay, well, actually, to me, that resolves the issue in my mind. Because I haven't really. That was the only complaint. Like, I'm not gonna hold one instance of one guy making a mistake on the Twitters and exchange, and especially one that's minor. I mean, like, that is something that we were up against, but he did ostensibly apologize for that. So, as far as I'm concerned, that issue in my mind is resolved. And Oliver, I really do appreciate you responding to that, because that was something that I've been meaning to bring up with you, but just never got a chance. Like, the last few times we're on streams, but we're talking about a little bit more serious. We're talking about the SPJ stuff, so it wasn't a good time. So I really do. Okay, he says there's more.
Well, he's still typing.
Okay.
Not everybody types 60, 70, 80 words a minute.
Well, that's true. Not even I do that.
I think I can get about 50 words a minute just with my left hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can do that with both my hands.
Really?
I haven't tested it. I think the last time I got was maybe 68 with both hands.
I don't mean like typing stuff you're looking at on the screen, though. Like typing.
I can type 80 words per minute with my dick.
Yeah.
I type faster having to think of stuff in my head instead of, like, reading stuff, but...
Well, obviously.
All right,
Okay,
Oliver
thanks.
types, I talked about how implied actions can sometimes be funnier with that. You know, for example, you see a dude with a hammer creeping up on somebody, and then the camera cuts away. That's implied humor.
That's actually an interesting talking point you've got there, because is it... I mean, that's what we do all the time, right? Is contact the developers of games and the makers with suggestions and corrections that would improve the game. I mean, that's a really fucking tough one to tackle. Like, when you say that shouldn't be in it, like Anita Sarkeesian does, and she says this element should be removed outright because this doesn't belong in video games, that's a really cut and dry example of censorship.
Yeah,
that's the kind of guy coming along saying this feature would be a lot more entertaining if you.
Well, that's why I got a
this
kick
way
out of that.
instead.
That's why I got a kick out of that AGG guy trying to defend Randy Harper. I was like, okay, so basically his entire argument near the end was, she was.
Okay, but then he completely
Zan,
cancels everything I said with his
All
next
right,
paragraph.
Zan, Oliver gave another response. I'm just going to read that off. So my intent was to make sure that SJW stuff didn't come down this guy's head, but it doesn't matter what you intend, it's what people can see, and that's what I fucked up. That way, if he uses implied humor, he doesn't have to be held accountable for something that he hasn't done or intended. Well, I agree that that you had fucked up there, but I don't think that that sort of change is something that would be good. Like censoring to like self-censoring to avoid that kind of criticism is something that I think that I certainly stand against. I think most people would stand against. Like go check the article. That's the reason why I said I don't think think he's racist. Yeah, I didn't say you ever accused anyone of being racist. I just think that in this case, it was. I don't think it's right to tell a developer that he has to change his game out of fear of backlash. In my opinion, like if he wants to make that choice himself, that's fine. If people want to tell him that maybe there's a better way to do things, that's also fine. But the way it was presented, I will agree with you there. That is where the mistake happened. But I am glad that you apologize for that, and it does address that particular thing. And like I said, one instance of a guy messing up one time doesn't really. It's not something.
Kind of got a related issue there, though, to what Zen was talking about before. I mean, you can talk a good talk about. You can talk a good talk about the way the world should be and the things that people should do. And like, if everybody all didn't. Fuck it, I lost my thought.
If everybody all didn't shitpost her, was that where you were going with that?
No, I wasn't. I wanted to say something about how. Shit. Nope. It's gone.
No, it's gone, huh? I can't. I don't know either. I thought I knew, but I don't get it.
Okay, Oliver also says, and that was never my intent. As I said, my usage of Twitter was very poor, and how I opened that conversation. Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Wow, that was a really good thought. I'm upset about losing it.
So, A-Team started when a bunch of salty cucks got mad that Gamergate didn't suck their E-Peens.
Stop reading that.
Sounds about.
What tweet you're reading.
What tweet are you reading?
It's a joke tweet.
That's hilarious.
That's probably like the A-Team actually posting that stuff.
It is.
Goodness knows.
Every once in a while I post one of those things and they quote me. And I'm
everybody coming at me on Twitter all at once. Yeah, actually, it's been the Twitter thing's been really interesting the past few days because I've had tons of people who were my friends, I thought, until recently, suddenly come out just absolutely railing against me, as if I'm some kind of boogeyman ever since GG Revolt became a thing.
Oh,
just
do you know
in the
who
last few
did
days.
Colonial
Just today, Scrum
Panda
Monkey
did this
went out
months
of his way.
ago. Fucking Colonial Panda, the red panda.
Oh yeah,
that guy's a bit.
All of a sudden,
guy.
overnight, like he unfollowed me, and then he's like bitching at me on Twitter like all the time, and he came back like the other day.
I'm getting it from Scrum Monkey.
Where people just flip out for no reason and
I have no idea.
I wonder if Scrum Monkey realizes that despite the fact that he spent half a day yesterday talking shit, he still is following my feed.
Actually, I would like to get Scrum Monkey in here because he made accusations against.
Blocked on Twitter.
He blocks everyone. Fuck him.
He made specific accusations against me of having a CEO scam on my blog, which
SEO?
Like SEO. Sorry, SEO. I've been using that wrong term.
SEO. What is? Where do people get all this shit from? Like again, 9 times out of 10, the shit you people are accrediting to shills is either complete horse shit or it's stuff that trolls are doing.
There are actually shills, though.
No, there are actual shills, but it's like I said before, like 9 times out of 10, it's not that. It's either a troll or it's somebody being retarded or both.
Like,
that's the thing.
You can't identify trolls because they're from Reddit.
Right. Well, the thing about
they don't understand trolling because they're from Reddit. Okay, then this is where Reddit needs to die, and in case Reddit needs to fuck off of 8chan and leave it alone. God damn it. Like, I swear to God, if you guys on Reddit are that stupid.
This is the end game, though.
Okay, well, we may actually get Scrum Monkey in here to give him the right of reply.
Why?
Oh, boy.
Hold on a second. I seem
like, seriously, fuck me sideways. Like, are people on Reddit really that obtuse at this point?
Yes, they are, for real.
They burned Reddit out for years by creating echo chambers. They burned Reddit out for years by creating echo chambers to the point that now it's being completely censored. and now they're jumping ship at the
Always
last
been
minute,
bad.
and they're coming to 8chan, and they think
No,
it's
they're
okay
not
to create
jumping
more
into
echo
last
chambers.
minute. What are you talking about?
Because that's totally going to work this time around, right, guys?
It has been 50% Reddit since like October.
Well, because the fucking echo chambers worked out so well first time, guys. It's
No, we're
really
not talking
cool
about
to just
echo
create more echo chambers.
We're just talking about autistic people here. We're not talking about echo
Yeah,
chambers.
but they're not
Okay,
actually posting what should be not work.
I just want to say Reddit is not some SJW anything. It's fucking far from it, honestly. Like SJW think Reddit's terrible and they avoid it.
But they're right.
Okay, Oliver has one last thing he wanted to get out there. Go take a look at who wrote that article. You might know him as a LEGO Dimensions domain squatter. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
he pointed that out last time I talked to him, and that convinced me. I don't remember what it was about this guy, but that guy who wrote that article is a piece of shit.
right. Like, don't get me wrong. I think the guy who wrote that article definitely did mess up himself because he didn't bother update. Like, if he made a mistake, he didn't bother updating it for clarity, and it's just misrepresentation not to give the it's unethical not to give the right of reply. So I think the guy who wrote that Polygon article definitely should have updated the article to say that to further elaborate your side of the story.
The two things I think, if I remember right, that changed my mind was that I didn't like the guy who wrote the story, and Oliver said it wasn't quite written right, so I was down with that. And I really didn't want to rely on making a judgment about a person based on something that I read on Polygon.
Yeah.
That's not the most intelligent thing to do.
Okay, let's see. I'm getting a notification.
There's a really great thread on Revolt right now. Intel political communism. It's pretty.
It's the Jews.
They announced that they're laying off of work. There's $300 million diversity, included according to a new financial. It's a $300 million gap now in because diversity didn't fail. And, now that rather than more people, not surprisingly, Legend donated $300 million.
I hope you guys are all getting this.
Drove more people away. Did all that come through, or was that a robot?
You have a
Totally
shitty connection,
robot.
man.
I was thinking about putting it to some beats, and it would be like one of those auto-tune things.
Dude, get a new AOL trial disc. This one's run out.
Oliver actually has a couple more things to say that I'm going to
You've
repeat.
only got a few minutes left on your floppy disk.
I've only got 1 megabyte left.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oliver
Right,
says, because what happened with now you know why I stood up for all of you, because what happened to you with Gamers Are Dead, the mischaracterization.
Yes,
I'm a victim of that too.
yes, I do, and I appreciate it. I really do.
That's what made me go look first. It's what made me say something is wrong. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
Excellent.
Like I don't fault you for getting involved. Don't get me wrong, and like I don't agree with everything Oliver says, but I do have respect for him. And even though I had this disagreement with him, he actually did respond to that. So I really do appreciate that.
I still can't believe you said the president is an idiot.
Fucking great.
That's like the best way to end that shit. We got two dunks back to back.
But can we talk about how, like, the President of the United States Twitter blocks people?
Really?
And it's not even using the Gamergate block bot.
Like, if you tweet bad things at it, like mean things at it, then it, like, blocks you.
You do know that's actually Obama, right?
No, I don't believe that.
No,
it is.
People managing it, too.
Like, sometimes other people use it, but he's on there at least once a day.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that he blocks people on the President of the United States Twitter account.
I would too.
I think it's hilarious.
I mean, is he going to be shitposting with us?
That would be great.
He would definitely be using his alias, right?
Oh, he doesn't have to respond.
Imagine if he gets doxxed as being a misogynist.
By the way, what if Pterodax is just Obama with a voice changer?
By the way, I'm getting a message from a random Anon. This is a man's panel for manly men who use a panda avatars and sound like Satan.
What?
I don't want to hear that kind of Asperger's fueled retardation.
The critical.
I thought it was funny.
Because that's what it sounds like.
Who?
Did
Critical
somebody
Kelly?
let Kelly out of the box?
What?
Damn it.
Critical Kelly? No, that was not. I don't have contact with Critical.
Oh yeah, I got a fun one. All right, let's do. I got one. Here's a comedic thing we can do. Gamergate e-celebs who have failed, who profess to be women but turn out to be fat autistic men. I'll start. Margaret Gell.
No, she's just a lesbian.
I thought Joe was actually a girl, though.
I have no
according
idea.
to
I think
ED,
she's a
Brianna Wu.
she's a fat lesbian. That's right.
Brianna Wu, John Flint. There's a good one.
Biologically female.
I
It's
actually
not
thought that was a
noticeable.
guy too. But
All right, who's got another one? Terrence said Brianna Wu.
Wait, are we talking about who we're gonna fuck later on?
You what? You would have sex with Brianna Wu.
this
Get
is
out.
just getting-
Well, he's a man, so I mean, if I'm drunk enough, I might.
Oh
yeah,
my
I'm
god,
desperate enough.
honestly.
It's post-op, though.
No, I'm pretty sure it's still a man.
You think?
It's still a man.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Didn't somebody find
Well, I think our viewer count just dropped to about 1.
No, it actually increased by like right now.
Okay, so let's see. So Margaret Gell is not a man. Well, I don't care. Margaret Gell is a fucking dipshit. Let me just say
Swami?
this now. Margaret Gell is a fucking dipshit
That's
for
Swami,
what
dude.
he did to
I have
Ronin
no
Works.
idea.
And Margaret Gell should burn in hell for what she did to with the Ronin Works thing. That was the stupidest autistic fucking shit I have
Now
ever
wait a
seen.
minute. That's I don't
Fucking burn in hell
agree
for
with,
that.
I
That
don't
was
fully
retarded.
agree with that. See,
Wait, what did she do to
You don't have
Ronin
to
Works?
agree with it. She fucking drove the guy out with like not even shitposting.
Speak
Just
English
covering
so that other people
The guy.
can understand it or something like that. I don't know.
So,
Because the guy's like,
learn
the guy
these
doesn't.
Japanese dude.
Oh yeah, learn how to
Favorite.
speak English first so that you can understand
Yeah.
what the fuck you're saying. Something like
Yeah,
that.
over and over and over
Well,
again. She
he's
wasn't
Japanese.
shitposting. Just went outright mean the guy. And I was just like, come on, man. It's fucking. And then the guy just ended up rage quitting. Completely. Because he was like, people are going to be listening to me.
Well, why was she being a dick to him?
No reason at all. Just for sake of being fucking dick. Not even any reason. She just decided that she hated him and was going to be a dick. And fuck her for that. Fuck you, Margaret Gell. You burn in the fire along with the other failed.
That's
I think she
I don't
should
agree,
burn it
Zach.
down.
Join King of Paul.
I don't
That's
agree
all
that Margaret Gell is deserving
Margaret
of
Gell
burning
is-
in hell for.
No,
Shit
Margaret
post.
Gell is a piece of shit. Fuck her.
Okay,
Fuck her. Fuck King of Paul.
look, you want to criticize Margaret Gell for being mean to some guy on Twitter. I don't see that as an appropriate response to say.
Margaret Gell is being a dipshit on Twitter.
Like, I'm not saying Margaret Gell's immune from
It's
criticism.
the
Like,
list thing on this. Fucking
but you're basically saying because you're basically faulting Margaret Gell for causing some guy to quit. But that doesn't make sense to me because.
No. That's just the latest thing, John. Margaret Gell's an idiot. And long
But I'm saying that you can't criticize her for that because she didn't
I
force him
can't
to
criticize
leave.
her for being a shit.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But
Okay, then
you're
that's
taking it too far by saying,
She shouldn't burn it
I don't
out
think
because she trolled Ronin Works.
yeah, that's my point. Like, since when are we for excluding people because they post
we
not
aren't.
nice
That's
things?
just me. No. That's just me.
You're only
No,
mad
don't get
because
it-
you're
don't get
losing.
it twisted.
No, I don't
get
get
it twisted,
why.
mate. That's
I don't
not
get why anyone
everybody.
should be upset over this whole thing. It's like I get why people are mad.
No,
at
I'm not
Joel and
upset. I
Rockstar.
just think she should burn in hell. I mean, fuck her.
All right.
Upset to say that. Fuck
All
her.
right, fair enough.
Fuck
I'm not
She
gonna.
was on a jihad.
I'm not gonna
Let's see.
censor.
Let's do,
I'm not
Kelly.
gonna censor you guys unless you start yelling. And I'm
Okay.
gonna
Men of Gamergate who profess to be women. So next week's Critical Kelly.
I'm
Just
confused.
All I
like
fucking
ripping on
heard
me.
was Dan like every other word. He's got
Yeah,
worse
yeah, I have
fucking
a-
internet than I do.
Yeah, it's really better. I'm both technically. That's part of it. All shit, actually, but whatever.
Yeah, Zan, you're roboting there.
Okay, am I roboting now?
No.
Okay, well, I'm on a ship, actually, at the moment, so,
Sweet.
That's
What's
what's it like on a ship?
Make sure you don't get arrested for political dissidency.
Oh, no. No, it's, I'll tell you about it sometime.
You're not in the fucking Navy, are you?
No.
Not in the fucking Navy.
Good.
Good.
He's part of the
People
system.
keep saying that. No. No. Anyway, so Critical Kelly.
No,
Go.
I don't
Can
want
we
to
not talk about this, actually?
Actually,
I'm sorry,
Critical
but,
Kelly has gotten so much flack over the course of Gamergate.
Why is she so popular? Why do you like her so much? She's just stupid.
Well, everything Critical
Oh,
Kelly has.
You're going to say the same thing about Critical Kelly that I said about Margaret Jo. That's great.
I kind of like Margaret Jo. She's consistently stupid.
Critical Kelly, like, the thing that really bugs me about Critical Kelly is that
Damn it.
she has this really bizarre way of typing.
She?
She.
Yeah, we know it's a guy.
Hey,
Just
see?
let it go. The fucking avatar is
see?
female.
Like, do we
Well,
really
he
have
identifies as Nick Bates.
I don't care.
Well, I really don't care about any of this. This is really retarded.
Oh,
Do
this
we have
is like
anything
that
better to talk
Jeff
about
Harris.
at this point? Because I don't want to talk about Twitter.
Yeah, I got
Twitter
plenty of. I got plenty of.
Let's
other
talk
things.
about
You
Zan. His
you
board.
said you don't care about talking about any of this, but then you were just talking about it.
Dude, I'm all over the place tonight. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I think it
Consistently,
was John that said that.
Okay,
John?
let me be specific then. I don't care to talk about Margaret Jo or Critical Kelly at this point. I want to move on from that.
Well,
Let's
Some
talk
of
about
these
Zoe
hate
Quinn.
chat threads are incredible. Like, I forgot that I said some of this shit. This is A+ material. Remember when he was talking about, remember when we said that cucking is gay? And
Yes.
he's like, no, that's normal. Everybody thinks this is what Wikipedia editors think is normal, everybody.
I don't see that as normal, but I
They're
can
wrote.
see how it's very gay.
Hey, come on, guys. You know what Moot said. Cucking is a thinking man's fetish.
Yes, he
Come
did
on.
say that.
A gentleman's sport.
Yeah, it is. Just gotta find the right black man. I'd personally find that Tyrone serves as a good black man.
You would do, Tyrone.
Man, that was pretty retarded.
Well, of
but
course,
you
he's
know,
got like a
whatever.
4-foot penis. Well, the fuck would you not?
Face Tyrone. Come on, man. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
something
but
more
Tyrone's a
than
dirty
that.
sand nigger. He's the worst type of nigger.
Don't you fucking talk shit about Tyrone.
I'm fucking talking shit about Tyrone.
There's
What's
too
better?
much fucking autism
Hey,
in this.
I got a question for Dry Bones.
What?
You like Wendy's hamburgers? Wendy's?
Actually, no.
Did you,
He likes the McDoubles.
I think the last time I had a Wendy's was when they were advertising that Big and Juicy, or what was that campaign they had? And then I went out and I got it, and it was really dry, and it wasn't that big. So
So you don't like Wendy's?
no, they're kind of shitty all the time.
Well, Wendy's nut's gonna be in your mouth.
No, but seriously, fuck Wendy's.
so
Yeah.
bad right now?
Burgers too fucking dry.
I'm bringing a robot.
I like the junior bacon cheeseburger.
All right, well, Zan left. So,
Oh,
what other issues do we have on the table for tonight?
Probably nothing.
Zan is not giving me his board, even though I've told him to give me his board.
I don't think you're qualified to run the board because you just named yourself.
I've run several boards.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to do with the board?
I
I'm
think
running
the most
Gamergate HQ
mysterious
right now
board.
perfectly.
He's been through more meltdowns than anybody else.
Well, I was hoping we
well
could
done.
get Scrub Monkey on here because I want him to bring up a
Oh,
specific.
I would talk to Scrump if you can get him in there. That would
Yeah,
be great.
like Layman said he was going to try to get him in, but I don't know if Scrump's willing to talk because I don't get why he has all right, it's fair enough to criticize my
I've
board.
been in streams with Scrump before, and he's been, I mean, not a dick.
Well, he just randomly decides to be a dick to me, and I'm not sure why. I can speculate, but it's just like, oh, you're a terrible person because of something, and let me find an excuse to discredit you. And
Because you're an atheist now.
oh, is that what they're saying about me now? Am I 18 now?
Yeah, you're confirmed.
Oh,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Confirmed on GGHQ, the only place where everything GG related happens. Nothing is ever bad about GGHQ. It is the greatest board in the world.
Do they realize that they're not playing the same identity politics BS that the opposition's been playing for the past 10 months with that label?
Don't let the Goyim know! For the love of God, it's fucking hilarious.
Oh man, people are making fucking sound bites about that shit on SoundCloud.
Nice.
They're like, they've got one that's like, AGG thinks Gamergate is a conservative plot.
Nice.
So that guy
That is
wasn't
funny.
a troll?
By the way, if someone could...
I think he might have been a
down
troll.
because I would like to have that re-uploaded.
I don't 100% think that at least one of those guys was a troll. I'm not certain, but I'm pretty
AGG
sure.
has admitted on stream that he's a troll.
Which one?
AGG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about the other guy? Was he really like a Wikipedia editor?
I don't know. I mean, they might both be trolls. AGG might be a troll. Temp might be legit. I'm not sure.
I don't really care. It was fun anyway.
Yeah, it was fun. I've been on like 3 streams with them now. At this point, it's funny.
Are they consistent, like internally consistent in their trolling?
For the most part, I think. For the most part.
Yeah. That guy seems to care an awful lot about Wikipedia.
Right. Well, if we don't really have like, I'm gonna like go on for a bit to see if we can get Scrump Monkey in here, but in the meantime, any other
Can I bring someone in? A friend?
who is it?
That sounds like a great idea.
His name's Blake.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, bring
Oh,
him in.
Blake! I've never talked to Blake before.
Yeah, Blake's cool. Bring him in here.
I've seen him on Twitter though.
Blake who?
He's my friend Blake.
Guy from Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I almost know him too.
Yeah, he also has the cat dog sex avatar.
Okay, I'm looking through this thread now that was posted about the previous stream I was on. And against Gamer and r/against Gamergate.
You did
Fuck,
what?
it's Reddit.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking click on that.
Yeah, it's cancer, pretty much. I'll read it when I feel like it. I
I
do.
kind of want to check it out because I'm name fagging. And I'd like to check up on how effective my name fagging is.
Layman suggests we should talk about swords.
Talk about what?
Swords.
What's a sword?
Rapiers, katanas, I'm not sure I pronounce this one. Roipieh.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, Layman, if you could just put a description of the sword in, or if you want to come in here, just shoot me a
We're not
message.
going to talk about swords. I don't have any opinions about swords.
I don't really have strong opinions about swords either. I'm not sure if this is a really good topic, but
I'm not really a strong
Only good sword
proponent.
ever made was a bayonet. It's the greatest fucking thing in the world.
oh, by the way, Oliver says that Satan here has always been pretty based. All right.
Made it, fam.
I said
Like-
that all of Gamergate was the gayest thing that I had ever seen.
All right, Zan's back.
Hey, Zan, welcome back.
Welcome back, robot. Oh man, this thread.
Did you guys see my tweet to Mercedes, like, welcome to A-Team?
Nah.
Well, I don't know. People seem to be favoriting it a lot lately, so now my entire notifications column is this alien eating ass. It just won't go away because people just keep finding it and favoriting it, and it just keeps coming back up.
Help! I'm trapped in the blood.
My
Alright.
best one lately was the rodeo pictures with the cop sitting on the girl, jumping around like he's in the rodeo.
All right. Well, if there's not much more to talk about, I think I might just end the stream. We did get unless Blady wants to come. Is it Blade or Blade?
The cop is sitting on Mercedes.
Like, oh, one last thing I want to talk about, and this is something I noticed on
Are you
Twitter.
sure you don't want to keep the stream going? We can talk about more about the Illuminati.
Okay, if
You
you
want
want.
to talk about the Illuminati?
Yeah, we can talk about the Illuminati.
I don't have anything else to say. I've exposed it all.
I'm trying to remember, trying to be nostalgic right now.
Okay, well, two topics we can talk about. First, Oliver brings up, what do you guys think of the Femme Freak stuff I give up? I think it's pertinent, but I don't think it's gonna completely dismantle Femme Freak's influence, unfortunately. I do think that there may be some tax stuff that will cost her a chunk of change, but I think the main thing that needs to happen is this Cow Kitty artist needs to step forward and actually bring up this complaint to the IRS herself. That's my personal assessment. I'm not an expert. I could actually probably I actually know somebody who might be able to clarify a situation, but I don't think he's on right now. But I'll ask him in private later. But I do think it is a good piece of the puzzle as far as Femme Freak goes. What about you guys?
I have no idea what any of that is about. Hey, look, Zan's in here twice.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Double the Zan.
Wait. Here's Zan's theme song.
He has a theme song?
Martin Luther King deserved to die.
Oh, doesn't he have to try?
I got a topic. Where's the president's birth certificate, huh?
The what?
Oh, thanks, Doc.
All right, and the other topic that was brought up on the
He's a fucking Nigerian.
All right.
Who wants to hear the lottery numbers for today? The lottery numbers for today are 042684425. I repeat, 042684425.
What's that?
Those are the lottery numbers for today.
Oh, cool.
Which one is that one?
Anyway,
Mega dick.
one less, at least one more topic I want to talk about is the whole feud between Micro and Mercedes. What is up with that? Like, I saw that Micro was criticizing Mercedes for raising her own profile, and she responded to him, and then apparently her Internet Defense Force rallied on Micro. Apparently he's going to a quote-unquote low-cal status. I don't think that's very fair to Micro. Like, I'm not sure if he's right or wrong in this because I really didn't care that much to look into it, but I think that, like, throwing him under the bus when he's made some really good videos is really dumb. I'm not saying you can't criticize him, but at the same time, it's like, did he really do anything wrong other than argue with someone on Twitter? I mean, Twitter's there for fun, guys. Like,
people only dunk on you if you're spurging. If you're not spurging, you're not getting dunked on.
Yeah. I do think he was spurging, though, but I'm not sure exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. Alright. Well, with all that out of the way...
What's with that fucking voice change you do? You're a fucking insurgent? Is that why you're fucking disguising your voice, you piece of shit? I'll fucking end you.
I just think it's funny. It's not funny?
I think it's funny.
If I was a little more tired and a little more stupid, I'd show off my new shirt on this stream.
I'll show it off for you, buddy. Don't worry.
I'd rather people not turn on the cameras on my stream. I prefer to do it with the avatars. Yeah.
So this guy finally joins, and now we end the stream. Man.
Well, before I end the
talk
stream...
about the Illuminati. I like the Illuminati.
Well, what can you just...
And,
well, what do you want to talk about, Drybuns, with the Illuminati?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That's fine. You want to keep talking?
I was the one that was on drugs the whole time.
Hello, this is Raj. Thank you for calling Dell Tech Support. Can I help you today with your openings?
Yes, hello? My computer is slow now?
Have you tried
Please
turning
help.
it off and on again?
Bob, do you have anything pertinent to bring up tonight?
I still think that the whole the topic is very, it's a very hot topic. I think we should talk about that. I have not
I
seen
love
his
going to
birth
Hot
certificate.
Topic.
Oh, you're gay.
Oh no.
All right.
Homosexuality is a crime.
I still think that cucking is gay. Isn't it? Because you're like
Wait,
getting
no.
off on the
Great,
guy
hang
having
on.
sex
Great.
with your wife, right?
Good
Or
idea.
your
Let's
mom
bring
or
on
whatever.
Nico. We should bring Nico in. Let's
Fuck
get
no.
Nico on.
No, but you guys should like at least know, right? Like you give people a shit for it.
I just like seeing other dudes' dicks. I'm sorry.
All right. On that note, I
that's gay.
think we covered all the productive topics we can really cover tonight, and I'm feeling really tired, and I don't feel like moderating through like
I
just
think
shooting.
those Wikipedia guys were gay.
Wikipedia is for pedophiles.
All right. Well, I'm calling it quits here.
I'll see you in Washington.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining. Shout out to Oliver for responding to questions. And have a good night.